Am I the a-hole for grouping guests at my wedding by Harry Potter houses? I actually got married in Feb, but for some reason people are still upset over this. My husband and I are very into Harry Potter. I'm a proud Ravenclaw, he's a Hufflepuff, so let me start by saying I don't believe any Harry Potter house is bad. We had a Harry Potter theme wedding. It was small, 65 people, so we were close enough with everyone to reasonably know where they'd be at Hogwarts. This was not Jane is a jerk therefore she's a Slytherin. We thought long and hard about this, and even had a few fights, which I naturally won with logic due to being a Ravenclaw lol. Anyway, guests were assigned seats based on their Hogwarts houses. We thought this would be fun. Yes. Couples were separated, but only for dinner. We didn't sort the children, because I feel like all children lean Slytherin for a while and you see very few Ravenclaw toddlers. To be honest, it just wasn't worth doing. Shockingly though, the adults were offended. Nearly every Slytherin was mad because their asses just think it means bad guys and forget to realize that Lenin was a Slytherin. It's for sure not an insult. Even the people who read Harry Potter wanted to argue over how they should have been Gryffindor. I obviously wouldn't do it again if I knew everyone would be so mad, but since I was the bride I really didn't see the big deal. Even if you disagree that you're a Hufflepuff, not surprisingly though, they were the most docile. Is it so bad to be one for a day? You're the a-hole. You realize the seating arrangement is for the guests, right? That's why you don't separate couples and try to seat people who know each other or have similar interests together. While your theme is cute, you decided to make your seat arrangement a judgment of all of your friends' personalities. I'm not sure how you thought this would go over well. Exactly. Op could have randomly sat people at themed tables to make it clear that the houses were decoration choices, not commentary on who people are. You're the a-hole, especially for separating couples. You seat people based on who knows each other and who actually gets along. Also, I don't know about the books, but a lot of people, myself included, have only seen the movies, and Slytherin is pretty much portrayed as evil in the movies. I literally just watched the last one a few days ago, and right before the final battle, McGonagall sends the entire Slytherin house to the dungeons after one of them suggests turning Potter into Voldemort. The house thing isn't as big of a deal, but I can just imagine how awkward it would be to be seated with a bunch of people I don't know based solely on whether we're nice, smart, evil, or brave. You're the a-hole. Separating couples during dinner is a crappy thing to do. Sticking all the Slytherin adults with all the children is also a crappy thing to do. If you're part of the Harry Potter fandom, then you have no excuses for not realizing how seriously people take their house and how annoyed they are if you put them in the wrong one. And you also need to know that most people only read the books once/watch the films once, so not all Slytherins won't really make a big difference to them. Obviously this isn't the douchiest or dumbest thing you could have done, but fact that you couldn't predict how upset this would make people kinda disqualifies you from Ravenclaw. Edit, FFS, why couldn't you have just had people indicate their house when they rusped, and then had house themed favors at their place settings? You still could have sat everyone sitting with their partners, and you would have been letting people make their own decision, rather than forcing your perceptions on them. You're the a-hole. I didn't think separating people by house was a problem at all initially. Like, it's your wedding. It sounds fun, even though I'm only a very casual Harry Potter fan, and I didn't think people should take the houses too seriously, until you pointed out that couples had to be separated. You said people were upset about the houses they were placed into, but I'm honestly wondering how much it was that versus being separated from their significant others. While the house thing is fun, I don't think having to sit separate from so's is fun at all, and I completely understand why people would think it's BS. I think a better option would have been to theme the tables/areas of the room with different houses, but not necessarily sort people into those different houses. People could have joked with haha, I got Slytherin, even though I'm obviously a Hufflepuff due to the randomness of the assignment, and they would have been able to sit with their damn so's. I'm assuming you sat next to your new husband and didn't segregate yourselves based on your houses? Per your last comment, my husband and I sat separately at our respective houses. Being seated with your Hogwarts house was more important to you than sitting with the person you literally just married an hour prior? Honestly, it sounds like you've never read the books, or maybe have the reading comprehension of a 3rd grader. The element of choice is paramount, the story and the characters' arcs within it. The Hat told Harry that the reason he didn't put him in Slytherin is because he didn't want to be there, knowledge which he passes on to his son in the epilogue. Do you also believe that Harry went after Voldemort because of the prophecy? Honestly, the house doesn't matter, mostly because Hogwarts isn't real, but also because people can be in whatever house they want to be in. If they don't want to be in Slytherin, then according to the Sorting Hat itself they have every right not to be in Slytherin. A more accurate method of sorting people would have been to ask them what house they would like on the RSVPs, plus you end up with fewer hurt feelings. I've seen a lot of literary themed weddings, and they can be really beautiful, especially if you can get a bookstore/library for the reception. I feel like Harry Potter could be a fun themed wedding if you wanted to go that route. This was not fun. This was weirdly mean, because Op clearly thinks that Ravenclaw is the best house, so any other house she sort people into is at best a close second. She's also missing the point that house sorting is based on what the Hat wearer prioritizes. Hermione was the brightest witch of her generation, but she's in Gryffindor because she thinks bravery is more important. Ultimately, where you want to be sorted is an important consideration, so if someone is upset at where they're sorted, that's unlikely to be where they'd go. I attended a friend's wedding, and once we arrived, was not impressed to find out that our core friend group wouldn't even be sitting together. Couples and kids were together. They figured it would be more fun to have all the guests mingle. Yeah, I really don't care about small talking with your Aunt Gertrude, who I will likely never see again in my life, when I could be sitting with my friends who I now basically only see at weddings and the odd other occasion. And that's without some weird theme I wouldn't even understand. You're the a-hole for sure, Opus. You're the a-hole. The general theme was a fun idea, but you handled the sorting extremely poorly. It could have gone well if you had let every family RSVP with their house, or it could have gone well if you had assigned houses to guests at random. Instead you chose to put weight on the assignments. You split families for a gimmick that went too far, and not only did you imply you had the same levels of knowledge as an all-knowing Hat who can see people's innermost hearts, you also logicked right over the fact that in real life not all people you invite will have the same perception or even knowledge of Hogwarts houses you do. So yes, of course people only casually familiar will think you are insulting them. Whoa, you're the a-hole. The idea was cool, and then you and your partner used it to pretty much judge people, many who probably never read the books, into houses they probably know nothing about. No matter how hard you spin this, people would get offended. Hell, even people that love the books and have a house of their own would feel insulted you push it in another house. Also got a cringe at that Ravenclaw comment. I'm a fellow Ravenclaw, but going all I'm so logical because I'm a Ravenclaw is one hell of a jump, not gonna lie, kinda pretentious, like anyone that says how logical they are. Lol. You're the a-hole. I'm an avid HP fan. The idea of a HP wedding sounds great. Until you separated couples. You could have had combo tables to accommodate the mixed couples. People being offended by the house they were sorted into. Oh well. Or you could have used an online test, or whatever. I proudly wear my Slytherin skull cap when it snows, or just effing cold. But if I went to a wedding where I was separated from my Ravenclawish husband, I would have been pissed too, even if it was your wedding. They came to your wedding to celebrate your joining, but you don't respect the joinings the other had previously. For the guests who were not HP fans, could have personalized cards a bit. Say the aunt who has a successful business and is very savvy about it. Put you are deemed Slytherin for being ambitious and determination for your business. Social worker family member Gryffindor. Lawyer family member Ravenclaw, or trial lawyer Slytherin. could have included qualities of the house and why you sorted the way you did. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. See you all later.